Hi everyone, this is Get to Know the Goddess. Again, I'm so excited to talk to you about this goddess today. It's another goddess that I've been working with energetically and connecting with the archetype for the last couple of years of my spiritual path. Sorry, I'm like a Labrador, I'm excited. So I'm going to be talking to you about Lalita. And Lalita is a Hindu goddess, also known as Tripura Sundari, the beauty of the three worlds. And yeah, she's the red goddess. She's the goddess of passion, of playfulness. She is the energy that reminds us that everything is the dance of life, lila, the play. And that, firstly, we're not in control. It's a sport. It's a game that we're playing, a game that we've designed for our soul's evolution. But Lalita, she's the chemical energy of the mother. She's the sexual attraction. She's the magnetism of union. And she's a goddess that's not that widely talked about from the sources that I've researched in my study of her. I'll talk to you more in a moment about my understanding of Lalita. But it's because of the great power of her energy of creation. She's the energy of the cosmic mother. She's the energy of union that brings atoms together, that brings man and woman together so that life can be born, can be created. So she's very powerful. And the red goddess, it's interesting, we've got the lovers at the bottom of the deck. The red goddess is the passion and the power of this energy, of this divine feminine force. Because everything was formed from the womb, from the energy of the divine mother. Everything was formed from passion, from that connection, that union, that coming together. And yeah, the cards that have come out are very interesting. We have the Temperance card, blessings, balance, union. And the reason I say union is because we have the Two of Cups next, so man and woman, so masculine energy and feminine energy coming together. This isn't gender that I'm picking up on here, it's energetic. And in the Temperance card, she's balancing out the water, between the cups. So this is about bringing balance to that flow of energy. Followed by the Two of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the divine feminine in her earthly power and presence, sensual pleasures, enjoying the abundance of the earth, enjoying the pleasures of her physical form. That is what Lalita's about. And ending with the Devil. Again, the naked couple, chained and shamed for their naked bodies, but also for this fire of energy, of passion, the red goddess that drives us into union. We're shamed for that because we've misunderstood and lost the sacred meaning of it. My aim is to keep these videos short, but because of my connection with Lalita, let's see where we go. I encountered Lalita at Amma's ashram in Kerala, and Lalita is worshipped there with the Sahasrama, I think that's how you say it, where they recite her names every morning. And she's one of the main goddesses worshipped there, as well as Kali, and Kali is the great destroyer. She's the dark mother. So I did a course about Lalita, about her play, about the Lila of the world, and again, it's the first time I'd come across her intellectually. I then did a teacher training a few months later in Nada Yoga, in the Yoga of Sound. And the school needed, one of the prerequisites is that I do a mantra research project. And I was like, well, I don't have any that I work with. Do you want to give me one? So they gave me a Lalita mantra. So it's Ma Amba Lalita Devi Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. I bow to the mother Lalita, the goddess of play. And I researched the mantra. The origin couldn't be found in any sources that I used, and that's when I went deeper into what Lalita's energy, the archetype, embodies. And Awakening Shakti by Sally Kempton has a beautiful section on Lalita. And as I said at the start of the video, it's this repression of the sexual feminine. So Lalita, she's a consort of Shiva, but she's not married to him. So she's not bound by the duties of being a wife. She's a liberated, independent, sexual woman. And she's often depicted as the youthful woman coming into her sexual power. So that attractive energy, that fresh energy. So there's no restrictions on it. It's new, it's innocent, but it's powerful, and it's fresh and beguiling, and you're just attracted to her physical power. And this is the magnetism, as I say, the chemical energy that Lalita stands for is the bringing atoms together, the bringing people together to fuse in sexual union. So it was chanting to Lalita on my Nada Yoga course that I had one of my first, definitely the most powerful Kundalini experiences. And on my healing path, I've been dealing with sexual dysfunction. And it was through that physical experience, that physical sensation of Kundalini energy completely rising through my body and taking over, that it clicked that my control issues in life, in being scared to let go and scared to trust, they were affecting my sexual experiences and my spiritual experiences. And this Kundalini energy, I understood for the first time that this is the same energy that's working when we're engaged spiritually, and can be engaged when we're in union sexually. So I've started reading and studying more about sacred sex, sacred sensuality, and the whole point of sex is divine bliss. It's through union with a man, as I'm a woman, to connect the Kundalini energy, to rise up, to connect to divine bliss, to the ultimate release and bliss of orgasm. But it's not the quick fix of sex, of lust. It's a sustained and conscious connection to the higher source. And as I said at the start, this isn't just for men and women to experience together. It's just the combination of masculine and feminine energies coming into union, and we can do it within ourselves. So for example, I had the Kundalini experience through chanting. So I was in connection to the divine through this balanced Kundalini energy rising. But you can work with it sexually and sensually. It's cultivating more of a full body experience, to have a sustained and more open experience sexually. So Lalita, it's a very powerful, very triggering energy to work with, because this conversation, for me, I'm working on being more open and talking about sexual experiences and the truth of spiritual experiences. And it's one of the things, it's the repression of the truth about our sexual pleasure, our sensual pleasure, Queen of Pentacles. It's the repression by religion, by our societies, about the truth, about the power that we can tap into within ourselves and in union. But there's so much shame about the body, and shame about sex, and shame about enjoying yourself, shame about knowing your body, shame about talking about it. What will the neighbours think? I'm British, so, stiff upper lip. We don't talk about these things culturally. Other cultures can be more open. But we're all dealing with the reality that we need to connect with our bodies. We need to find balance. And the ultimate, energetic connection of Lalita is this pull to the divine, to our counterparts, to experience divine bliss. That's our birthright. That's why men and women come together in union, and it's interestingly, when you talk about conception, spiritual conception, they use this symbolism of a chalice above the woman's head. So the Kundalini energy of the man and the woman rises up, and then that opens up the channel and this chalice of conception for the baby's soul, the spirit baby soul, to enter. And that's how the woman conceives on a spiritual and physical, energetic level. So now I'm going into, this is Lalita. She is not spoken about for a reason, because this Kundalini energy and working together in harmony, in union, it's powerful. But we've got to get past the repression and the shame around our bodies. We're limited in as women in particular. We're limited in our self-confidence. This card for me is the man making the choice between two women. I've picked up the red goddess, obviously in the red. But in our society, it can often feel that we're being pitched against other women to vie for men's attention. And therefore, we have to look a certain way, dress a certain way, buy into certain trends, change our body types to be attractive enough to win the man, or to be, just to say attractive, this energy of Lalita, to be attractive. And women, we can judge each other far more harshly than men will ever judge us. But it's because we've been set up in this competitive environment, you know, this arena of lack. And Lalita's not about that. Lalita's saying we each are sexual goddesses, or gods, men and women, and we have the right to enjoy this body. The Queen of Pentacles is the mastery of the physical experience. We are here, we have the right to receive pleasure. And this experience is, we have the right to enjoy our bodies in whatever form they are. And we should not be ashamed by being naked, by being open with how we want to receive pleasure, for how we wish to connect with other people. And it's releasing ourselves from these shackles that have been placed on us, you know, culturally, by advertising campaigns, that this shame is masking, it's the darkness around our sexual empowerment, around our sexual freedom. And that's what Lalita, the goddess, is guiding us to, is this more embodied and pure understanding of what sex is, sacred sex, and what it can open up for us energetically and spiritually. Okay, so I'm going to read from the book, as always, from Megan Watterson. Lalita represents the spontaneity that graces a heavy moment and reminds us that joy is a powerful spiritual practice. Tripura Sundari is her other name, and she's called the Red Goddess because of her connection to desire. She's often depicted sitting on a lotus with 16 petals, known as the fulfiller of all desires. She's holding a golden bow that represents the mind, and 5 golden arrows that represent the 5 senses. And the ancient devotional text dedicated to her, the Lalita Sahasranama, I wasn't saying it right and I didn't say it right then, it lists the 1,000 names that fulfill all of the desires of a devotee simply through its recitation. One of Lalita's many names is she who plays, and the Sanskrit word lila means divine play. Lalita loves when her devotees are able to move beyond dualities to the point where we are not separate from what we desire. She loves puja, so fire puja, the fire, the ritual, or ritual worship, for this reason, because it moves us out of our ideas and thoughts of the divine and into our hearts, where we can experience the divine directly. Lalita is known for her spontaneity, for liberating her devotees with joy, and she's the consciousness that comes when we get so caught up in taking ourselves seriously that we forget the profound, simple pleasures like sunlight on our face or the taste of a ripe strawberry. She's the delicious moment when we remember that we don't have to take everything, especially ourselves, so seriously. We don't have to be perfect, or know the right mudras or yoga poses, or chant for hours on end. What's divine is inherent in us. It's remembered, not learned. When we select this card, answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. We so often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits it from arriving. And we often take the soul by the collar and demand to know an answer right now. But when a desire is an imperative, there's an inability to be playful, imaginative, and childlike with how and when that desire will arrive. The secret to desire is holding it lightly. The secret that the Red Goddess knows is that we already have everything that we desire. So we can trust that what the soul craves is and always has been ours. This is the levity that sparks a shift, a change, an expansion. This is the moment that we remember we are not separate from what we desire or from the divine. Lalita is that brilliant moment in a fight between lovers or friends when someone mispronounces a word and they both crack up laughing. She's the lightness that comes when we loosen our death-like grip on what we think we desire. She's the gorgeous, much-needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way to what we want most. The path to what we desire and to becoming the soul we need to be in order to receive it can be paved with joy, with divine play. and with a sacred process of lightening up along the way. So the intention, playfulness is a spiritual power, laughter leads me back to light. So how can I add more playfulness to my life right now? So yeah, there are very many different lessons and experiences that we can learn from Lalita, the Red Goddess. I, for one, transformed because of the experiences I've had meditating and chanting Sanskrit mantra with her. And she really did come to me at a stage in my life where I was going through periods of healing regarding sexual dysfunction, as I say, and that's her energy, and that's why she came. She came to help me to remember the lightness, to find the playfulness, and to release the shame and the burdens and the darkness around our right to receive pleasure, our right to be playful, our right to join in union. So yeah, different energy reading here for Lalita. Thank you for listening. I hope that my experiences, whether I share the personal ones or the channel advice, I hope that it helps you to understand a bit more about the spiritual world, the spiritual real world that we're accessing, and how these goddess archetypes can help us heal, to help us tap into and release blockages and traumas in the body and the mind. You know, getting into a heart space, as I say, is the divine feminine power. And as someone who's an overachiever, has been very much in the masculine mind for my first, stage of life. I was a lawyer until I was 32, all about logic, all about rationale, not about the heart. It's the devotional practices, it's the physical, sensual experiences of getting into the body, getting into the heart space through chanting, through singing, through dance, through movement, through feminine movement, that have helped me rebalance and step away from the mind and from the control and from the restrictions and from the worry and from the stories that we're shackled with. So I encourage you to do some research, to look at Lalita, see what she can bring out in you. What playfulness do you need in your life right now? Thank you for watching. If you feel encouraged to do so, then please do like, subscribe. It helps me build up the followings for this page. And if you feel called to, then donations are welcome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next video of Get to Know the Goddess very soon.